For latest astrology videos, subscribe AstroEdify channel and press this bell icon to get notified when a new video goes live.
Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to discuss about Mercury in 7th house. What kind of general results we can see if Mercury is in 7th, good and bad both. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself, you can go on this website. The link is given in the description. And for people who are interested in philosophy, spirituality and religion, I have already started 2 new channels in Hindi as well as English. Their links are shown in the card section above as well as given in the description below. We discuss a lot of big questions of life. Like who am I, what is the meaning or purpose of life, is there any God, is there any free will, is there any ultimate reality, all these questions which tend to come up some or the other way at some point in life in everybody's mind. That we discuss from various aspects, whether it is the point of Eastern philosophy or Western philosophy or the religious text. So we are discussing right now the Advaita Vedanta there. If you are interested in these questions and you naturally have curiosity to know more about these things, so I'll request you to watch those videos, subscribe to the channel, and you will get to know a lot of things from a new perspective in life. So let's come back to the topic and talk about Mercury in 7th house today. So first thing which we are going to discuss is Mercury is well placed in 7th house. Now by well placed I mean that Mercury is in own sign, exaltation sign, friendly signs, and it is in association with Kendra and Trikona lords. Then the zodiac sign in which it is sitting, the lord of that sign is well placed in the chart, and at the same time ascendant lord, sun and moon, they are strongly placed in the chart, because sun, moon and ascendant lord govern the inherent fundamental strength of the chart. If they are weak, no matter how good your other planets are, they can't give results as per your expectations because their potential strength is lost. So even if you run their dashas and you expect that they can give quite brilliant results, you won't find them if your ascendant lord, sun and moon are weak in the chart. So the more these situations are there, the more Mercury will be powerful and it will have capacity to give a lot of good results in life. So first of all, in 7th house, Mercury is considered quite good and it can fetch quite good results. So first thing here is that Mercury in 7th house can make person either extrovert or ambivert, and it can help the person to socialize. See, whether you are not very much into social life, that is separate, but keeping a social connection, that comes out to be natural with the person, whether you want to do it from your own liking or whether you are bound to do it because of your professional foundations, that is separate. I'm not discussing that. I'm talking about the ability to socialize, adept at civilized social communication. That kind of capacity Mercury can fetch in the 7th house. Then it makes person more expressive, persuasive, smart, clever. It gives person a realistic, practical, logical worldview of the towards the society. So it's not like what I've already studied in books and schools and colleges. It brings a more realistic understanding of the world, how things work in real life. So that is why Mercury here in 7th house is considered excellent for giving resourceful attitude. Person is able to find solutions even in the toughest of the times. So you will be able to find some kind of way out from any kind of issues, because Mercury is your logic, reason, intelligence. It helps you to find those solutions and get out of the problematic situation, whatever it is in life. Then Mercury in 7th house, as I mentioned, it gives business acumen also, because 7th house is business. Mercury is a businessman, so it naturally gives a business acumen and an entrepreneurial mindset. Then it also has a capability to understand other people in such a way, not like on terms of empathy. Empathy is separate. It can, but what I'm mentioning is that how the people are behaving, what they are thinking, how I can influence them. So it gives more diplomatic, persuasive, impressive style of speech and communication, which helps the person to win over people. It gives a sense of charm and smooth talking attitude as well, where you are able to influence the society and the masses, because 7th house controls people, other people in the world. Then it also gives an opportunistic mindset. Opportunistic not in a bad sense, but in a sense that this is the right time and I need to take action at this moment of time, otherwise it will be later on it will be a waste. So that kind of mentality, that everything has to be done at the right moment of time, otherwise you will lose that opportunity. So that opportunistic nature can be seen. Then Mercury here makes person more driven by materialism. So materialism means that person is inclined more towards attaining and fulfilling ambitions related to money, power, status, wealth, career, authority, all those things. So that is, and it gives material progress also, because 7th house Mercury well placed and other combinations are good. It is an excellent situation for bringing material progress in life, whether it is in terms of career or profession, in terms of finances or wealth, or in terms of your assets like properties or vehicles or anything like that. So Mercury gives a lot of progress in terms of material life as well in 7th house. Then if yogas are such a way that Mercury is in such a signs like it is making creative combinations associated with Venus, Moon, Rahu, or associated with 3rd, 5th, 7th lords. So it can make a creative, it can bring creativity also in the person. So it gives creativity, artistic skill sets, innovation, and out of the box thinking from a new perspective, that kind of thing. So that can be seen in 7th house Mercury. Then 7th house is also your relationship and marriage. So you have to see other combinations for that. I have already made plenty of videos upon how to see the marriage and relationships in astrology. The playlist is also shown in the section above. But in general, 7th house Mercury, if it is strong and other yogas are fine, then it shows that in the relationship you can have good intellectual compatibility with the partner, and it can show a good communication in the marriage, which makes it more lively, more healthy, more sustainable. Then but at the same time, remember that it also focuses, because Mercury is planet of logic and reason, not emotions. So it makes a person more gives more focus on career and providing for the family, that okay, these are my duties, and if I'm not gonna take things on a practical scale, then my marriage or relationship won't function in a good way. So here Mercury thinks on a logical front, that okay, these are the things, and if some issues are coming up, I need to speculate them and I need to find a solution for them. So it always go for logical thinking, logical solutions behind any problem. So that is a good thing for Mercury if it is well placed in 7th house and you have good combinations for marriage. Then Mercury also shows, as I mentioned, that understanding people. So it gives, even if let's suppose person is not very emotionally expressive, but it can still show that emotional understanding is fine. Whether you express it or not, that is separate, but you are able to understand what other person is trying to say, or trying to point out from their demeanor. So that kind of thing can be seen. Then 7th house is also the house of business and entrepreneurship. So it is if yogas for self-employment and business are present in the chart, so Mercury in 7th house is considered excellent for being a businessman, for being an entrepreneur in life. Then there are certain areas of fields for which Mercury is considered good in 7th house, whether it is the field of education or career. It depends from chart to chart. You have to see other combinations, but it is excellent for business management and administration of all kinds, whether it is finance, sales, marketing, HR, operations, supply chain, logistics, whatever. All kind of management and administration can be seen. Management consultants can be seen. Then all kind of creative and artistic professions. So whether it is acting, dance, drama, media, communication, mass communication, music, or design, or anything like that. So it comes out to be very fruitful for being in creative and artistic professions, like writing also. Mercury is very good for writing. So you have to see the yogas for that, but it can fetch good results with respect to these fields also. Sports is also there. And it also, as I mentioned, that no matter what the field of career is, it also brings progress and success in that. Then Mercury, remember that Mercury does not bother too much about right and wrong. So Mercury is like a businessman. Businessman focus more on growth and profit. It does not care about how I am getting that. It focuses more on the continuous growth of the business. So it does not care too much about law and duty and right and wrong. It focuses more that, okay, I have to be more practical, more realistic, more skeptical, and more cynical, because all this extreme right and extreme honesty and all those things, they don't exist in too much in the real world. People tend to manipulate and they tend to find loopholes whether from them, and you make the use of them according to their purposes. So that is how Mercury functions. It is a pure businessman mentality in 7th house. So that can be seen in anywhere, whether it is in relationships or in professional life, it can be seen. So that can be, these are quite good results of Mercury in 7th house in general, what we discussed. Now, if Mercury is bad, by bad I mean that Mercury is debilitated and no cancellation, debilitation is there, no Neech Bhanga, then the zodiac sign in which it is sitting, the lord of that sign is badly placed and afflicted, then it is in enemy signs, and at the same time it being in enemy signs, it is retrograde and completely combust, or in association with 6th, 8th or 12th lords, or damaged by Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, or in strong Pap Kartri Yoga, hemmed between malefics, or in Mrityu Bhag. Any of these situations, the more these situations will come up, the more Mercury will lose their strength, and more Mercury will be negative to give quite negative results in life. And at the same time, Sun, Moon and Ascendant Lord, if they are also not well placed, the more situation will become bad. So the thing here is that if Mercury is making these situations in the chart, then we will consider that Mercury will have full capacity to create troubles in life and negative results also. Now all the things which I am going to tell right now, you have to take them as a source of information. Don't jump to conclusions until and unless you have not read the chart in entirety by keeping other planets in mind, what kind of yogas they are making. And you can find all the results which I am going to tell, they are general results, but you can find variations from chart to chart. Mixed results will be more profound, good and bad mixture will be more profound in most of the cases. So what we can expect if Mercury is negative? So first of all, if Mercury is afflicted in 7th house and more Sun, Moon and Ascendant Lord are weak, then it can induce certain negative traits in the person. First of all, it can induce blinded materialism. So it can make person blindly materialistic, means only career, money, wealth, luxury, power, authority, only these things matter. A person does not care too much about the essence of life, relationships, emotional well-being, marriage, family, that is separate. So it enhances a lot of negative traits. So first of all, it induces selfishness, self-centered approach, lies, excessive greed, manipulation, no sense of right and wrong, easy indulgence in immoral and ethical corrupt activities, cunningness, opportunism, deceit, ingratitude, emotionlessness, cold calculative approach, wrong use of intellect and knowledge. Person tries to seek shortcuts. They don't care about how their desires are fulfilled, but they want to fulfill no matter what. Then it can show bad companies, means influence of bad people in life. Then bad decision making in such a way that a person is convinced of their wrong decisions, that they are right, and ultimately they suffer because of their decisions what they take. So it shows poor decision making, which ultimately bites you. Then second point here is it can show excessive misdirection, cluelessness, and as I mentioned, Mercury is logic and reason, so it's not emotions and sentiments. So either because 7th house is marriage and relationships, so it will hamper marriage and relationship to a drastic scale. If Mercury is badly placed in 7th house, it will show that marriage is just a business transaction, nothing more than that. So no emotions, no sentiments, emotional distance, dissatisfaction, detachment can be seen. Marriage is just existing, or you are getting into relationship just for the sake of some ulterior selfish motives or some material benefits. That's all. There is no point in a person does not care too much about actually why they are entering into relationship. So all kind of problems can be seen. It can show very poor emotional expression, or gold digging attitude, bad speech, misunderstandings, harsh, cold, hurtful, abusive style of speech, constant arguments, disrespect, boredom, greed, lies, manipulation, cheating, all those kind of things, all problems what you can expect that can be brought by Mercury in 7th house in marriage particularly. Then for business, for people who are doing business, it will be negative. If Mercury is bad in 7th house, and let's suppose you are doing business, businesses won't be stable, and they won't continue in the long run. So sustainable businesses are not there. Even if they bring some initial success, ultimately they will show permanent downfall and continuous instability. Financial problems can be seen, whether it is loans, debts, or financial losses. Money is not there, saving issues are there. Loss of assets can be seen, loss of property, loss of vehicles, loss of other assets can be there. Loss in stock market investments can be seen. People who have a lot of addiction towards gambling, that can be seen, whether it is in stocks or any other kind of gambling where they are trying to attain money overnight. That is seventh house. If Rahu is also present, it will be very high. Then in career also it can show instability or some actions, some decisions which ultimately harm your reputation and career. So continuous instability or changes in career, troubles in career, troubles at workplace, or some kind of career instability, professional difficulties can be given. Then seventh house is a Marak house. It is a negative house. So if Mercury is in seventh house, it can damage any aspect of life depending on the chart. Whether it is health, it can show any kind of health problems, health, life and longevity, career, marriage, family, finances, anything in life can be seen in seventh house if it is badly placed, making such combinations for such thing to happen. Then depending on the zodiac signs, it can also make person a complete emotional wreck also. Like Mercury is in water signs, then Mercury will lose all power of logical deduction, and it can make person who is very vulnerable, or I'll say weak in terms of emotions or mental stability. So it can induce a lot of mental problems also, all kind of problems, anxiety, fear, panic, depression, any kind of psychotic issues. They can be brought by Mercury in 7th if negative. And tendency to live in denial, living in the past, having false hopes, living in confusion and blaming others or finding excuses for own faults, no self accountability. So these kind of things can be seen. So no doubt they are quite negative, but as I mentioned, you have to take it as a source of information. Don't jump to conclusions until and unless you have not studied the chart. I have told you the possibilities of a single planet in a single house, good and bad both. So take it in that sense and understand and see that, okay, in a particular case, how they are functioning. Most of the times you will find that Mercury can bring mixed results, quite good results, and some negative results can also be seen. So that is how you have to see. So that is all from my side regarding Mercury in 7th house. What kind of results we can expect, positive, negative, both, that we have discussed. If you are new to my channel, subscribe below. For more, check on my website, Facebook page, Instagram. Their links are given in description. Otherwise, we will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye and thank you.